So today we're very, very glad to have the Elsbeth to join our carnivore case studies. So let's hear Elsbeth's stories.
Hi, Aviva. How are you? Nice meeting you finally on a one-on-one instead of always in a group chat. Yeah, so my story, I'm 67, nearly 68 this year, and I come a long way where I am now. I um I lost a lot of weight over the last few years, so I just want to let everybody know how I managed to do that. So I was always obese or bigger for my whole life. I struggled and struggled. And I've done Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, smoothies, celery drinks, you name it. I've done every diet under the sun, and it just didn't work. And of course, what didn't work was working in an industry where you had a staff canteen for lunch, and it was always high in carbohydrates, always, spaghetti and noodles and potato dishes and too much carbohydrates. And after work, especially in hospitality, that's where I worked, and a glass of wine, two glasses of wine. So all the wrong things. And that didn't help either with losing weight. Even so, I was running around like crazy all day long. So over the years, I got 50, 60, 55. My knees were starting to really go bad. Got osteoarthritis, my hips as well. And I started using a stick and everything. And then it wasn't until COVID struck and we all had to go into lockdown 2020. And then I thought, oh God, I have to do something. I'm going into lockdown anyway. I might as well go keto because keto helped me years back and I lost a lot of weight. And then when I got off it, I put it back on. So I got onto keto and it was easy. I managed to, didn't have to go to the supermarket. I could order it all in. And I was starting to lose weight. I was, I don't know, in American things, I was 170 kilos. So all up over the last 4 or 5 years, I lost 80, 82, 83 kilos now. So that's, over 160 pound. You can word it afterwards if you want to. So
That's
yeah, it wasn't overnight. It wasn't in a month's time. It wasn't in a shorter time. It's still ongoing. It's still got a little bit to go. Um, but so yes, I started off in keto. I was doing really great. I wasn't one of them dirty keto, too many, packets which says keto friendly. I cooked myself everything. And so it was pretty good. But then over the years, couple of years I was on keto, I started to realize this vegetable wasn't good. Like first it was the tomatoes and eggplants. I was aching the next day, so I read into the vegetables and I said, "Oh, they're not good for arthritis." So I cut those vegetables out, and then I started to have some issues with my eyes. I was always had dry eyes in the morning and little like corns coming out, and then my friend, my nutrition says, "Oh, this is oxalate." And then we looked into oxalate, and then I realized I was eating spinach and heaps of almonds and almond flour in making almond bread and all this. So I had to give that a go, let that go, and I felt better. And then I said to my friend, to nutritionist, I might as well just eat meat. And I didn't know anything about carnivore by then, like I might have heard it at some point. And I said, if all these vegetables are not helping me, like I have to just eat meat. And then she said, well, why don't you try it? So we looked it up, I researched, I came across Dr. Chafee first up because maybe because of my Australian search engine. And then I came across Canberry and Steak and Butter Girl and Kelly Hogan. She was one as well. And of course, I was very interested with Kelly Hogan because she also lost a lot of weight. So it was good to listen to all her videos. So I started binge watching them, and it's actually what's today? Tomorrow is the 1st of May, and yeah, it's actually 2 years exactly since I've gone carnivore. So it's my birthday, it's my anniversary. So 2 years, yes. And so 1st of May, 2 years ago, I decided that's it. I'm giving up all the vegetables. I'm going to have a look, going to give this carnivore a go. And I did, and I haven't looked back. So in the meantime, so even when I was on keto, I still had my blood pressure was still 150, 140 over 85, 90. But 4, 5 weeks into carnivore, my blood pressure was normal. 121 over 70, 75, 130. It just 4, 5 weeks, my blood pressure was normal. I started to, I I used to measure the ketones when I was on keto diet, and I was getting into higher ketones like 1.5, 1.8 reading, but I didn't read it. I didn't worry too much about that. I just wanted to see if I'm all good. I did my blood readings, which I was very pre-diabetic before I went on keto. And even when I was still keto, my blood readings in the morning were like 6.3, 6.5. As soon as I went carnivore, it went down to 5, 5.5, 4.8 all the time. So this is, and it's good. Yeah, so I got my insulin down, I got my blood sugar down, and that's just changing, taking a few foods out. And then I started sleeping better. So blood pressure go normal. My blood glucose readings go normal. My arthritis didn't ache anymore. I still needed a hip replacement because my hip was bone and bone, my right hip. My right left knee, I still have to do it. That's also bone and bone, but it's not aching as much at the moment. So with eating properly, um, how we should, more meats, I managed to get that immune system better, and the inflammation's markers gone down. I didn't have much pain, so I could get off the very strong painkillers. I just had the some Panadols if I needed to. When I had pain, so I came off all the heavy drugs, which was great. And yeah, so in the meantime, I lost probably about 45 kilos on keto, and then the rest on carnivore. First, it went up a little bit, and I was actually worried, but then it started to come down. But it was just the body needed to heal, and I still see that nowadays. If I'm not well, I have to eat more meat and more, little bit extra butter, good fats because I'm healing. And then, like I had my hip operation, I made sure I had the right meats and the right fatty meats while I was recovering with my hip, and it certainly not work. It certainly worked. I still, like asthma. My asthma's gone after about 1 year into carnivore, not in keto. Keto still had asthma, but as soon as I had carnivore, maybe 1 year, suddenly I'm going, oh, I don't need the puffer anymore. and it disappeared. It's only disappeared, and I've been good ever since. So asthma went. Um, I was never tired. I'm always, like up here, I might be 67, 68 nearly, but very clear in my head, everything. So that's good. Why I'm also doing it is my mum passed away on Alzheimer's, dementia, and that was another, and I wish I could have helped her more with proper nutrition. She might be still with us, or would have, maybe, didn't had to go so horrible. It's awful. And that's also was a determination that I'm staying keto carnivore and staying now carnivore. I don't want dementia. I don't want Alzheimer's. And I know I can keep that away from me if I'm, eating properly. So there's so many things I had incorporated into my living in the last 4 years, nearly 5 years now, is I never exercised much because I was always running around. But and then I become older and I couldn't work out again or at all because of my osteoarthritis. Now I actually have little dumbbells, I lift weights, little weights, I do squats. I'm still not as good because I still got my bone and bone with my knees, and I still got a little bit. I got also um, some neuropathy in my legs and my hands, but even that's better. Uh, my neuropathy's been really, really bad for many, many years, but now I don't have pain. I don't have the heat, the burning, the pain to go with it ever since I gone carnivore. And I'm doing well. Even people who haven't seen me, I moved and I just had a visit and they go, "Oh my God, you improved so much." And it's all because I'm exercising, I'm eating properly, I'm that's it. Eating is the most important thing, yeah.
Yeah, I see you have the reel now with the stand up and the exercise. That was well done. That was fabulous. I love that video.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I still got that wheelie walker. I still got that wheelie walker because I got my bad knee. Once you have bone and bone osteoarthritis, you yeah, you have to be careful. And also, when there's so many people who are suffering with neuropathy, and when your feet are numb, it's a nerve thing, and so you might lose the balance. But I I manage with the walker now very well. I can get along, no worries. But you see, this is all a message. If you don't look after your health like I did, I didn't look after it. You think you can, oh yeah, that's bread is okay. Oh yeah, let's have another ice cream, have another donut, drink another bottle of wine, like what are they talking about? You don't look, you grab a quick microwave dinner and put it in a microwave, but you don't read the ingredients, what's inside. Um, you you just over the years you think, oh, I'm fine. What are they talking about? It's just advertising. They just want you to, like, if it's easier for me just to grab a takeaway, why shouldn't I use takeaway? But today might be nothing. That donut is not going to hurt you today or tomorrow. But all those donuts and wines and takeaway meals and sorry, and packet foods, they just keep accumulating in your body. And eventually you have issues. I have, I accumulated osteoarthritis. I accumulated um, my nerve problems. So, but it's not from one day to another. It went over years and years and years. And, I wanted to retire to be fit, but now I'm still suffering, but I'm in the end of the healing. I'm going to be very good soon. Yeah, no, I'm not giving up. Don't worry about that. And so my message is, for everybody out there, don't wait. Don't wait, because you can be healthy. You have to be good for your grandkids. You have to be good, for yourself. Don't wait like I did, but I can turn it around. You
Yes.
can turn it around.
Since you are talking about that, don't wait. So can you turn like time machine, bring us back to when you just starting out the carnivore? What do you feel in the when you just starting out? Are you cold turkey, or I know you was in keto like me do, but how you transit and what's the struggle? How do you overcome them? Would you mind talk about that?
Yeah. So I was keto first, and even so, if you've never been keto, if you come from the normal Australian diet or American diet, start maybe take a month to start cleaning out your pantry. Start less and less carbs. Start taking away the potatoes. Start taking away the rice. Start taking away the pasta, and just replace them with meat and more meat. Maybe have half the plate meat and your vegetables. And then slowly start taking away the vegetables as well. That way, sorry, that way you don't get into that keto flu, because it can be when you're detoxing, when you take all this carb heavy food away, you get headaches a little bit the first couple of weeks. So then once you keto, and then put in enough fat. If you have to, look, in Europe, I'm from Switzerland originally, and very close to France. We have a steak, we put another butter on top of the steak, garlic butter, that's whatever. But you can just put butter on it. And that's how I grew up, with a steak and a piece of butter on top of the steak. It melts nicely. It's beautiful. And that's nothing new. It's, like uh, to cook with butter. That's nothing new. In France, in Switzerland, everybody grew up cooking with butter until the margarine came in. But that was it, stable for hundreds and hundreds of years. And so maybe put a little bit more butter on things, because you're taking your rice away, you're taking your noodles away, and then you feel full. You feel full, and then slowly cut down your vegetables as well, and your fruit. Cut down your fruit, because again that's sugar to your body, and then you just increase your meat, and make sure you have fatty meat, and make sure you cook it in a bit of tallow, in its own meat fat, good oils, and there was no problem. So I always liked meat anyway, so I never had a problem there. Yeah, in the beginning I might have had a little bit too much chicken, and then I got rid of that. And I had every day, like one day beef, one day chicken, one day pork, one day fish, one day lamb. So it was a variety. And slowly I just started eating just beef, lamb. Practically, I'm beef and lamb now. I have fish once a week. I put a bit caviar on top, sometimes on the side, for my DHL, for what do you call it, omega 3s. I or fish, if I can get a good fish, fresh fish, I have that. But otherwise, I'm a beef lamb girl. I do have um, some wild. I do like venison. I can't get your. What are you getting? Bison? I can't get that here. So, but I do get kangaroo as well. It's not. I love it, and it's not so expensive, and it's what I get it from a good source, and then I get some wild boar. So wild. That's nice. It's much better than normal pork. Much better. Actually, it's much healthier.
Right. So this is something I want to talk about. I before carnivore, I tried the wild boar and it just makes me anxious. But I have
Mm.
not tried wild boar, it's all year season for hunting for boar in United States. I mean, in Arkansas for sure. It's like we want to get rid of. So maybe if I found that, because I do cannot tolerate regular pork, but maybe some according to this, what you feel about eating a wild boar, I might thinking about that. But you talk about you get rid of chickens, and so what's the symptom that you see on yourself that you know your body doesn't like it?
Meat chickens, I feel I just don't feel as good the next day or even on the day. It fills me up really well. I haven't quite worked out what symptoms, but with chicken, sometimes you have to be careful. If you really know that that chicken was running around in the yard and eating worms and normal what chicken's supposed to eat, that's good. Even if they're from a farm and they're let out and they're roaming around, but they still get chicken pellets and feed. So I think it's a hormonal thing there. I mean, I love chicken, but it's just I just don't feel 100% after I had too much chicken. I had chicken, and chicken is a lean meat, so if I have it, chicken wings maybe once in a while, but I don't. I sort of try to stay off chicken too much. I love eggs, so oh yeah, eggs. I do eat eggs as well, and but again, they're too pasteurized. I try to make sure I get good eggs. Uh, even organic. You don't know if they've been fed different grains and all that. It might be organic, but yeah. So I'll try because it just has whatever with the hormones. Certain things don't sometimes add up properly in my body the next day, but the rest is good. I found too when in the beginning I was eating, and I love cheese. Cheese is my favorite, and I would overeat cheese. Yeah, you can have cheese, and then that's why I put on weight. And I had too much milk products, cheese and yogurt and cottage cheese and all those goodies. And after I just dropped that, and I'm doing really well. And so meat cheese. So if you're out there and you wonder why you're not losing weight, drop your milk products and your cheeses, and you suddenly bang, it goes down again. I now have cheese if I go out to a friend's place and they usually have a cheese platter. That's when I have that's my treat. That's my, when I go off the meat a little bit and I have some cheese. And yeah, so that's my treats when maybe once a fortnight, once a month. Yeah. It's not going to kill me, but I can overeat. I can really binge eat on cheese, and that's bad. And that's what put on the weight in the first time on me. Yeah, as well because I was a big cheese eater all the time.
The carnivore diet, I feel like every day I'm in the big treat because I love butter. I love the taste of butter, especially at this specific area. There is one specific unsalted butter. I just taste like it's like cake. I was like, if I can
Oh.
live with that, sure, you know. So
Yeah,
I feel
actually, yeah. When I first went on carnivore, I said, "Oh my God, I can't eat heaps of butter like the steak, Bella, the steak and butter girl. No way." And then I tried it. I'm going, "Oh, this is really nice. It's actually not so bad." But again, you need it. I don't need so much. I might need. It depends what kind of meat. If I just have, and I eat a lot of mince meat, or what do you call it, ground beef over in America. And that's 80-20. Even if it's, you know, 90, 85, 15 or whatever it is, the mixture. That's enough fat for me. I don't need to put much extra fat to it because I'm still trying to lose weight. I do a good couple of tablespoons of butter with my venison, with chicken, of course, with fish, if it's not a fatty fish. That's when I put it on those days. The other days I don't need much, but I don't need the butter at all.
because
What I do,
you eat the 80-20 beef, that you eat the uh cooked fat, right? Because when it's like you eat the cook, but I don't, because I do not, I already tried it before, and when I eat even cold, I don't do well on the tallow, so I swap to butter. I do.
that's good. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I use that, and I also see how my brain need I really needs the brain to feel that butter. So sometimes I tell by my brain if that's sharp enough. Suggest for the beginner who just starting out, for sure adding more butter, but the more you are into the carnivore, maybe you don't need that much. Is that right?
It it depends. Men are different to female. Definitely, men and female body different. But it's I think if we have a good breakfast, like if you would have bacon and eggs for breakfast or scrambled eggs, put some butter with it. You cook with the butter and some bacon or some mincemeat with it and have that for breakfast. You have a heavy. Lunchtime, I would, lunch and dinner, I would have less butter with it and leaner meats maybe. But the meat has enough normal fat in it anyway. But but yeah, it should be all right there. Like you don't have to have 100 grams or how much is on that butter stick? 4 ounce or what is it?
Yeah,
Eight
4 ounce.
ounce?
4 ounce is about
4 ounce.
112 gram. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was coming 500 gram big blocks of butter. So you don't need 4 ounces a day. Like if I might have 30 grams, very, very little. So, uh, what's 1 ounce divided by four? 25 gram, 1 ounce, maybe 2 ounces a day, if maximum. What I do now, I make bone broth. I cook up the bones, and I also have a good other bone broth which I buy. And I put, if I need the extra fat, I put a tablespoon of butter in with my bone broth and froth it all up, and I make myself like a cappuccino that way, a bone broth with fluffy thing, and it is delicious. It is delicious. Oh yeah, talking about when I first went carnivore, I was still on coffee, and even Dr. Chaffee goes, no coffee, no coffee. He doesn't drink the coffee because it's still a plant food as well. But that was my first device. But I gave that up now, so I'm now 3 months in, no coffee. And so if you can't do that, that's fine. Get yourself a good coffee. But I didn't put cream. Only if I had to, I put cream, a little bit of cream in it. Otherwise, I would make a butter. Again, I frost up the butter and the coffee, and it was a beautiful cappuccino. And that was my coffee for the day. And after I dropped the coffee, I got stuck a bit with not losing weight, and bang, I dropped the coffee, and I lost weight again because coffee made me feel fuller, and then I took that away. I felt I was hungrier for a little bit, and now I'm off coffee. I don't even miss it. And so I really this year, I'm practically lions. If I wouldn't eat that fish once in a while, or the chicken once in a while, I'm practically lions, and it feels good. I make steak some days. I make if they're on a special, but I make meatballs. I make little salami sticks on the dehydrator. I'll cook it a little bit different so you get a little bit of variety out of it. But one thing I learned, which I never had before, and this is a very important thing, is I'm looking at food now as nutrition. It's my tablet, it's my Panadol, it's my painkiller. It's not where before it was entertainment. Let's go out for dinner. Let's do this. Food was always involved in it, but we looked at it as entertainment, as socializing. Now I look at it as medicine. And so when I eat, this is my medicine, and that's making me healthy. So, and I can, it's hard to explain how I do feel, how I used to feel. And I still got a little bit more to go, so we can catch up maybe down the track again, how I'm going. And, but yeah, but no, it's easy. But you have to be willing to. A carnivore diet, a lot of people who are going on it, they have some issues, and maybe keto is enough for them to start off with. Carnivore, certainly eating just the right food and the right meats certainly can help with a lot of illnesses in your body, and it's because we've taken a lot of poison away.
Yeah, just like me, keto, I still crave for alcohol, but carnivore just completely stop. And for those people, it's like food noises that it's keto still very strong until carnivore stop. Just so much things. Keto cannot do it. Do the work, then you might want to go to carnivore to be able to reach to what you want to reach the point, your goal.
Like one of my friends said, "Oh, she got cancer. She's struggling there." And I asked her why don't you try, keto, do carnivore? You can live better. She said, listen, I'm 72. I just want to live. I don't want to do all these things. I just want to have a good life. I said, yeah, but you can have a good life, not hurting, not taking painkillers, not, you can have much better life if you just eat a little bit different. It's no big deal. Putting a steak on a barbecue, making some hamburgers, making some sausages, is what's the big deal there, you know? But if you have to swallow so many tablets and have to have more and more chemo and all that, that's not living either. So my advice is don't look at it as oh, I'm on a diet. Oh, I can't have this, I can't have that. You need to, like look at it as feeling better, a better lifestyle. Don't look at it just as food. Look at it as nourishment, as your tablet. Don't look at it, I must go on a diet. It's a why. You have to sit down and think, why do I need to lose weight? And what can I do about it? But the why. My why was I want to be still fit. I want to still do things when I'm retired. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to, otherwise I might as well, you know, put a bullet in here now. That was 4 5 years ago. I was really, really in a bad place. I was in a wheelchair. I was practically, I wasn't very good. But then I thought, no, I don't want that anymore. And that's what I sit back now. If I have and I do get my hard days sometimes. I have I was always an emotional eater, so sometimes you get an emotional thing happening. And so you have to think, why am I eating only meat, Oh, because of I don't want my blood pressure to go up. I don't want this to happen. I don't want my knees to hurt more. I got already other issues I don't want anymore. Like I want to be healthy. And it's the why. And that's the most important thing. Do you want to play with your grandkids? I'm talking because I'm older, not as young as you are. But I worked with as you can see on the background, you see a lot of water there. I worked on an island for many, many years and with a lot of, you from Taiwan, aren't you, Aviva? I worked with hundreds of Taiwanese backpackers over the years and all other backpackers from all around the world. And especially once I started to go on the diet, I could see for the young girls or the young staff especially the backpackers. They don't spend money. 3-minute noodles because they don't have much money. So they eat crap. They eat bad, bad foods, right? Drink too much. And I said, no, you need to look after yourself because I could see every month when the PO came, they were in agony. They had pain. And I used to say, listen, I know I sound like an old grandma, but you need to stop eating all this crap food and start cooking a little bit better. You got better food in your country. You got nice Chinese food. Don't eat all these ingredients, all these chemicals. And some become good and learn from it. Other ones listen to me all the time. They say, "Oh, I like listening to you," and so. But when I listen to your story, especially young people, I could see, especially in the last since COVID, ADHD, how they're so reacting. So many young people who I had in the last couple of years were on antidepressant drugs. They're on ADHD drugs and all that. But when I looked what they were doing, they're drinking Powerade, Coke, coffee. They're eating burgers for lunch. They're eating fish and chips, too much chips. It's the feed oil. And my advice is this is what's killing you. You're young and they have so, so many issues. If they will get away from all those seed oils, they wouldn't have to have antidepressant drugs. There is so many staff, so many young kids on antidepressant. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's so sad. And it's all the ingredients.
Yeah, and
It's the ingredient.
I've been there. I'm glad that I stopped like going out since I was college. I know my body really start to give me signal it's not proper diet. But it's just so convenient in Taiwan that so healthy food and not healthy food just right in front of each other. You want to spend more or paying doctor, but we are so spoiled because our doctor is so cheap in Taiwan.
And it's a shame too with the how the community is oh I have to eat all that otherwise they talk too badly about me or um but as well like I've worked with so many different cultures and especially in the hospitality and I could see my advice is as well like maybe Aviva, you might have to make more food on live TV on how you can make your Chinese food more um, carnivore. Uh, it's the South Americans. I had a lot of South Americans. They were good Argentinians. They love their meat. So they're very high meat eaters. So that was good. But Japanese was more sushi. I had a lot of vegetarian too. Let's not go into the vegetarian. But it's like a friend of mine, she loves her almonds, and then she complained all the time she's stomach ache. And I said, well, eat more almonds because that's what they do. They got poison in them, and no wonder you get always arsenic. So no wonder you get always you're poisoning yourself. You have to start reading those things. And another advice is read up on it. Go on YouTube, type it in, watch some videos, YouTube videos, because they give you a lot of understanding. Like it's not just us talking about it or you have a piece of steak. You need to read it. You need to read up on it. I read Judy Chung's book, Judy Chung. Um,
Judy, yes, I
uh,
know Judy.
God, what's her last name? Chinese lady. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Uh, yeah. So I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of read up on things, and that's important. That's another good advice. Don't just take my word for it. Don't just take a doctor's word for it. Don't just do it because it's becoming a fashionable trend. Read up on it. And what you do is the right thing. Like find out how many people, what they're helping themselves is, how is food helping them. You know, this is we need to find out. And don't just say, oh yeah, carnivore is too hard to do. It's not. It's a medicine. It helps us. That's how we survived years ago. Mainly meats, and we have to go back to the basics to get healthy again. And I've seen it. I've seen so many people here in Australia, young men who were really in a bad way with eczema and with stomach issues, and they, like Geordie, he's had stomach issue and eczema. He's good. There's a couple other ones, so they came a long way. And if they can do it, you can do it. If I can turn my life around when I was 65, 66, you can do it. So many out there can do it. There's so much support out there. There's kind of, especially for you out there who are my age or older. There's if you're on Facebook, there's a carnivore pensioner. You binge watch some of his videos. Amazing. Um, there is Dave Mack. He done thousands of interviews from everybody, and it's amazing what people are telling. The stories and how they have healed themselves of issues just with changing their diet a little bit, and that's it. So yeah, but read up on it. Look at things. Don't just take my word for it. Go and read up on some of the things, and you see it's what you can find.
Yeah, that was great advice, great story. That how can people find you through?
So I'm on Facebook under Elsbeth Ross, and I also got a private group. If you find me there or message me there on Facebook, I got a private group, 60 plus health and wellness. And then on Instagram, I'm Elspeth in ketosis, and you find me there. So you can probably put that in the link afterwards. So that's an easy one. So I'm Last week I had a lot of visitors and was a bit busy. I wasn't so much on social media, which was good too. So now I'm starting to get back again, and it does help. You get good. I met so many wonderful people through the community supporting each other. It's amazing the friendships I've made just through the social media, through Carnivore, helping each other. Yeah.
Thank you, Elsbeth, and we will keep in touch.
And one more thing I want to say, your skin looks amazing and it's so nice and white and not yellow.
Yeah, the biggest controversial on face, I was like, let's talk about hands. My hands, you can see, is very pink and white, but it used to be very, very yellow, like that yellow, you know.
Oh my. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it was really over the years and years. It's my questions always in my brain, like why my families have the healthy hand, but me. And since I go carnivore, it just completely changed to pink since then.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So,
Yeah. So it must have been too many carrots or something like that in the
no,
diet.
I'm always not eating that much of carrots. I think it just doesn't have enough B vitamins, and
Yeah.
maybe also part of it because the Chinese medicines, which just have a lot
Yeah.
of coloring, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's just what I think it was past because I wasn't diagnosed as a jaundice, but it just symptom looks like very, very but
Yeah. Anyway, you look amazing. You look amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
thank you and thank you come to my
All right.